Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so, as Ben Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And Toby and I definitely agree with that statement, but we would take it a step further, and that an investment in personal development pays the best interest. Personal development is a special kind of learning that is a whole new level, and it goes beyond learning facts or just skills, and it really takes you to becoming a better person, a more whole person, and that you can take to your entire life, and it can impact all the relationships in your life. um, Toby's going to go in depth with some of the areas of personal development, but I like to think about it in maybe three buckets. One would be personal skills, and could be like growth mindset, how to manage stress, developing gratitude practices, interpersonal skills such as conflict resolution or mediation or effective teamwork, negotiation skills, for example. And then leadership skills could be a whole nother category: how to create and communicate a vision, how to create teams, and how to create and maintain a motivating environment.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest decision you can make for yourself is, is a self-educate yourself. I mean, self-education is very important. Number one, when you self-educate and educate, that's the only thing you actually will have to say is mine. Nobody can take it from you. All right. So I was doing a lot of research, and I found a lot of ideas for personal growth and development. But that's most I will talk to you about is some of those simple ones, because we only have a half hour. We don't have a time to describe all of them. But one of the simple ones like confidence. Have a confidence with yourself. Actually, confidence is a goal setting and the perseverance is one of the best way like to for your personal growth. All right. You have the listening activity. For example, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about listening, and listening actively is very important. It's very important for you to listen to people, and and actually for people to know that you are listening to them. You are communicate, the proper way. Um, make your fear your best friend. All right. We all wanted to be comfortable in our own skin. On more and off, we what do we do? We don't do some stuff because we just scared of doing it. We're scared about the result. Sometimes we already have the result before we're doing stuff. That's a fear. So every time you take away your fear, all right, by doing something that you are afraid of, you just grow. You just grow. Amazingly. You change your life. All right. Get along with others. Get along with yourself is another thing that you can help you develop your growth. If you cannot get along with yourself, you cannot get along with your other people, right? You have to do that. Um, and also, I have stop procrastinating. This one the biggest topic actually. We talked about it on last week, and about 2 weeks ago, right? We spoke about the procrastinating. I'm guilty of them. A lot of times, instead I'm doing some work that I really need to do, I just go to my garage, find something else to do, just to avoid. So that is very important for us to work on. Master the art on conflict and resolution. All right, is something very important too. I mean, if you can master the art of conflict and resolution, you can be a happy person because you can avoid a lot of conflicts among each other, among with your own self, right? Let go of a past is another way of self growth because a lot of times what we do we hold in the past, and what's interesting because we don't remember a lot of great things that happen to us. It depend on our friends to tell us how great what happened, the beautiful things that happen, the happy things that happen to us. But we always carrying the negative things that happen to us. That's what we're trying to hold on to. That's what we're trying to keep remind ourselves. So so we can be all this negative person. You know what I mean? To carry sometimes. But if you avoid and leave the past in the past, leave the present, you will have a better health. Have better health to yourself and better life. Right? You will be a happy person. Read more, read often is amazing. Actually, that's the one of the books that I have right here. This book I already read it 5 times, and I wanted to read it until the end of the year. I like to read this book all the time until the end of the year. So when I finish it, Melanie is taking over, finishing it, and then when she's done, I'm reading it again. It's just amazing book. It changed my life a lot. All right. Um, and so, manage your stress. You can, manage your stress. A lot of times people have a stress because they have too much, pile of things to do. All right. It has so many things like, multitasking that it creates your stress, and if you can manage your stress, you get like one thing at a time. And when you're done with one thing, you start another one. It will help you to, also as a self-growth, right? Because you actually understand what you're doing all the time. Yeah. Um, Making better decision definitely is on topic. You gotta make a better decision for yourself and for the others, because every time you make a bad decision, it affects you, your health, affect you in every area, financially, in any area that might be. All right. Work on your growth, and mindset is very very important. Your attitude define who you are as a person, right? If you can work on your mindset, it will help you to become a better person and better attitude to other people, and eventually you'll feel happier, right? You feel happier when you do that. It's never too late to start, all right? It's never too late. It's not about age. You can start anytime, to improve yourself, to grow yourself, mentally, physically. Is all part of, who you want to be or who you can be, all right? But, take out the fear away, leave the fear on the side, stop procrastinating, and those two alone, it will take you far in your growth and development.
And really, even though these are things that it feels sometimes like you should just do them, leave the past in the past, let go of the past. There's actually a lot of researchers, scientists, and writers out there who are creating curriculum around, the cutting edge science of how to do these things, or even about, read often. There are scientists who study, how to read often, how to read well. And so, I encourage you to go out there and find courses on how to do this self-development stuff rather than just expecting yourself
Mhm.
to do it. And fortunately, we've come a long way since the time of Ben Franklin in terms of how we access education. Right now, with platforms such as Coursera, YouTube, Audible, Udemy, anything that you want to learn is right there available at your fingertips. You can learn from the comfort of your own home while you're commuting,
Mhm.
while you're doing housework, or your favorite hobbies maybe will lend themselves. I like to crochet, for example, so that's really good for learning at the same time. Um, and on one hand, I would encourage you to just get started right away. If you were to go to one of those platforms right now, and just browse their material and find something you're interested in and sign up, you'd be on your way today. Um, And what's interesting is that as soon as you start consuming personal development
Mhm.
content, those platforms will start recommending things that are perfect for you as well. Um, and on the other hand, I would advise you to maybe take some time, maybe take a day or a week to think about what areas that Toby was just talking about are already strengths and which areas really need some development, and making a plan for yourself about personal development. But the only thing is that don't let that be a cause of procrastination. Anywhere is a good way Anywhere is a good place to
Yeah,
start,
yeah, yeah, for
as
sure.
long as
Yeah,
you get started and don't
yeah.
wait. So maybe right now, set a deadline for yourself of when you're going to get started. And then the other thing that I would caution people, they say that most people do not complete the personal development courses that they sign up for online. And I would hate for that to happen to you as well. So, some tips would be make sure that whatever you sign up for, you're really excited about and really committed to. Um, Set aside time, put it into your calendar, your schedule, what time every day or what times every week you're going to do this personal development. And then don't start another course until you've finished the one you're on.
Yeah, definitely.
And sometimes finishing can mean quitting. If it's not the right thing for you, and you find yourself not going back to it, then choosing to let it go is a different thing than just getting involved in so many different opportunities and signing up for so many courses that you don't finish them all and you've wasted money on things that you actually were interested in. I've made that mistake myself. So
Yeah,
now
right.
it's
Yeah.
definitely one course at a time. And finally, before we move to your questions, I want to put in a plug for the kind of in-person immersive experiences that Toby and I have been experiencing. There is just so much power in diving in deep without the distractions of normal life. And, just really rather than doing a little bit in between work and household duties and those things, when you go to an immersive experience, it's just all day and the concepts just pile on each other, and they really can get deep. And on top of that, it is just so transformational to be involved with a community of people who are also dedicated and committed to their own growth and to supporting your growth. And so that was one of the best benefits of the program that Toby and I have just gone through. And I will put the link in the description to the video so you can check those out. It is a 3-course series that we just did: Insight, Impact, and
And
Influence.
influence one of these.
Mhm.
All right. So
And so, yeah, I can put more information about that, but it basically goes from a 3-day course that's kind of introductory,
uh,
incredibly transformational,
yeah,
um, to a
7
7-day
days.
course to a 10-day course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically all we had prepared to share with you here. Um, Go ahead and drop any questions in the comments below. If they come quick enough, we will answer them live on video. Otherwise, we'll answer them down in the comments. But thanks again for being here. And especially those of you, Philip, thank you for always showing up for us.
I have right.
Esther, thank you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And see you next week.